This is the Shoot at the Hip podcast. It's your boy TJ, and this is the official Shoot at the Hip Survivor Series review. I want to talk a little bit about Survivor Series. How did I think everything turned out? I thought Survivor Series was a very, very good show, man. Good, solid show. We got some good action. Was it the best pay-per-view I ever seen in my life? Absolutely not. I think we all can agree to that, but the WWE really did an outstanding job trying to make this pay-per-view the best it can possibly be. And I'm not going to go out here and criticize WWE because they did so many changes and they changed a lot of things up to try to appease the wrestling fans that were out there that were kind of skeptical about it at first. We seen AJ Styles taking the place of Jinder Mahal. We seen Charlotte Flair taking the place of Natalya. We seen, some of the storylines increase to build some of the matches. So I'm not going to go ahead and bust the balls of WWE when they're trying to put on a solid show. I mean, they brought back Triple H. They brought back John Cena. We seen Kurt Angle tonight in the classic red, white, and blue. I mean, it was a good, solid show. But I'm going to go down the list of each match, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it. First off, before I really start talking about this, I got to say this. For everybody who has not listened to my prediction show, I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to check out my prediction show because I guarantee you every single match that I predicted, it happened the same exact way. And no, I'm not trying to boast myself up. I'm not trying to make myself bigger than what I am, but I really called every single match. And it shocked me, man. Usually when I try to predict WWE matches, they end up not being the way that I thought it was going to be. But this particular pay-per-view was exactly how I predicted. But let's go ahead and get started. The first match we had the New Day taking on the Shield. Two of the greatest factions in WWE history. We have Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods come out, talk about the Shield and, try to get the crowd hype. I thought this was a good look because, it was a good way to start the show. Then you had the Shield coming out, classic Shield, no Triple H, no Kurt Angle. You got Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns coming down to the ring. I thought this was a pretty good match. I thought it was good and solid across the board. I mean, we seen some action, but we all knew that the Shield was going to win this match. I mean, this was the first time these guys tagged up on a pay-per-view in years. And the WWE were not going to allow the New Day to beat the Shield. But the New Day don't have anything to be ashamed of. They put on a solid performance. But the Shield got the edge. I wasn't too much looking forward to this match. I mean, it's good to have that dynamic. Like I said, two of the greatest factions in WWE history. But to actually say that I was looking forward to this match, I'll be lying to you. But it was a good, solid match. It wasn't something that we are going to remember forever. It wasn't a Hulk Hogan versus The Rock moment in Toronto Skydome or nothing, but it was a good, solid match. And, kudos to those 6 guys for trying to put on a solid performance. Then we had the Raw women versus the SmackDown women elimination match. We had Alicia Fox and her team. They had her going up against Becky Lynch and her team. Okay. Alicia Fox team consists of Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Asuka, and Bayley. Becky Lynch team consists of Natalya. That's right, all of the internet people out there. Natalya. It wasn't Paige or any other Swerve or anything like that. It was Natalya. Naomi, Carmella, and Tamina. This match right here, to me, was like one of the worst of the night. I mean, it was the worst of the night. It looked like Botchamania was running wild all night long. I mean, so sloppy, man. Absolutely just so sloppy, man. Alicia Fox, look, God bless her. I know she's been in WWE for a long time, and I'm not the type of person that says somebody needs to be fired. But Alicia Fox is not on the level of any of those women in the ring. You can tell, like, Alicia Fox, I mean, she's the last batch of those divas that came in that was good eye candy and walk around, look good, and put on a 2-minute match for a person to go get their popcorn. Alicia Fox has no business, absolutely no business in this match at all. I'd rather see Dana Brooke in this match. At least Dana Brooke is a young superstar that's up and coming, still trying to learn. Alicia Fox don't need to be nowhere near a match of this caliber. I mean, she was so sloppy, man. I don't know if she was nervous. I don't know if she just wasn't on the same page, but it was the part of the match where she was supposed to get eliminated, and I guess, she was supposed to kick out, and Naomi was supposed to put her in some kind of submission hold. And Alicia Fox didn't kick out. The referee counted to 3. And she tried to still go through with the submission hold, and the referee broke it up, and she rolled out of the ring. I'm like, what the hell is she doing? I just don't know. I do not know. Alicia Fox, man, God bless her. Look, I know she be on Total Divas and all that kind of stuff, getting money, but man, you don't need to be nowhere near a match of this caliber, man. These women out here, they work years on their craft and trying to perfect their craft, and you can tell all of them in their own right are trying to be the best at what they do. Alicia Fox, I just feel like she's just there for a paycheck. Back and forth action, but once again, nothing too surprising about this. If you heard my prediction show, I go back to that again. I thought it was a good look that Asuka would be the sole survivor, and she ended up being a sole survivor of the Raw women's team. Asuka is one of those people, even though if you are a avid WWE Network watcher, you watch the 205 Lives in NXT, you know who Asuka is. But if you're a person that doesn't watch any of them shows, I mean, Asuka is basically like just a brand new superstar that came in with vignettes. So a lot of people don't know what Asuka can do. I mean, the commentators, they can talk her up and make her a big deal, but there's no emotional investment in it. And I thought that by making her the sole survivor would put people in the mind of her being legit. And, I think that was a good look by WWE by letting her be the sole survivor. I mean, she won the match for the Raw team. Raw was up 2-0, and man, nothing really to see here, man. I just thought it was bad. Nia Jax, I don't know what's going on with that. I know she got counted out. Man, Tamina, man, not that good in the ring. Carmella, I'm gonna let her slide because she's still learning. She's a lot better than what she was before. Becky Lynch, I don't know why they would allow her to be eliminated first. Becky Lynch clearly deserves better treatment than that. But obviously WWE have something against Becky Lynch. I don't know. But everybody else, Bayley got squashed in my book. Sasha Banks, she was the second to last to be eliminated on her team, so I guess that's okay. But everybody else, man, like, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Awful showing in that women's match. I don't know what happened, man. Somebody must have fell asleep during the walkthrough or the run-through or whatever. But that was the women's match. Then we had Baron Corbin going up against The Miz. Now, this match right here, this was one of those social media frenzy type things. We had The Miz and Baron Corbin going back and forth on social media. Basically and shouts out to them, man. I don't know if it was their idea or it was WWE idea, but for them to use their platform on social media to push this match, because you got to think about it, man. Your social media can be your platform, because a lot of people, when you are on a show and it's about 3 hours or 2 hours and it's so jam-packed full of stuff, sometimes you can't get your stuff in. So by using social media, you can take your fan base on a whole different ride, man, just watching you on Monday Night Raw. So by them using their social media platform to try to push this match, I thought it was a real good look. Baron Corbin comes out to the ring. all business. I like how Baron Corbin comes down to the ring. He interacts with the fans. He talks smack to them. I like that, man. I mean, it's just the little things that I think that heels need to do, and I feel like it's become a lost art. I feel like I want the fans to really hate heels. Like, everybody wants to be the cool heel. Everybody wants to have that Stone Cold Steve Austin type edge. Like, I'm a bad guy, but everybody cheers me. No. Let's go back to the classic heel days, man. The days where people were actually heels. I don't know why people want to be so cool, but it is what it is. Baron Corbin comes out to the ring, all business. They had Maurice in the front row. Out comes the Miz with the Miztourage. This was a good, solid match, man. I'm going to say this may have been, in my opinion, the third best match on the card. And don't think that I'm crazy, man, but I just think that it was a good, solid match. I mean, it was one of those matches where, you know, it went back and forth. I'm glad that they gave Baron Corbin the win. Baron Corbin deserved to win this match. You know, well, I won't say deserving to win this match, but he needed this match. He needed the match more than The Miz. Like I said, The Miz has $1 million mouthpiece. He can talk his way out of any situation. Nobody is going to remember that he lost to Baron Corbin by the time Monday Night Raw hits. He's going to swerve this so many times, you're going to forget. And, of course, you probably know, you know, they're going to probably put him in another situation, you know, for the Intercontinental Championship with Braun Strowman or something like that. I mean, it's probably going to be something like that. So it's no harm, no foul. It won't hurt the Miz's legacy or taint the Intercontinental Championship in any way. Baron Corbin needed this win because Baron Corbin really, honestly, man, he's not a person that's making the championship. The championship is making him. And he needs some solid wins, man. He was Mr. Money in the Bank and he lost that. I mean, he had an Intercontinental Championship match back in the day against Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania, and he lost that. I mean, he needed a high-profile win. Oh, yeah, not to mention that he lost to John Cena at SummerSlam. So he needed a big win, and he was the first person to put SmackDown win on the board for Team SmackDown. So Baron Corbin picks up the victory, looked good in the process. Then we had the tag team match. We had the Raw Tag Team Champions, Sheamus and Cesaro, The Bar, versus Team SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos. Once again, I got this right. And I'm going to keep on saying that, man, because, look, I put these prediction shows together. I be wanting people to check them out, man. I want y'all to see how good your boy is when it comes to this predicting. Nah, seriously, man. The Usos and The Bar, man, they had the best match of the night. Clearly, they had the best match of the night. If, like I said, if you don't like any one of these tag teams, man, you just a hater. You got The Bar, like Sheamus and Cesaro, outstanding chemistry. We all know what Sheamus can do. I mean, a good solid worker. You got Cesaro. I mean, by far probably the top 5 best wrestlers in the whole entire company, maybe even top 3. And you put them together with the Usos, who have been red hot, man, the best tag team in WWE, man. These guys changed their gimmick up, and a lot of people didn't know what to think about it. But it seemed like the WWE is allowing them to be themselves, and they're really running with it, man. A good, solid match, good back and forth action. Both tag teams were able to put in their stuff, and they will both look good in the end. And the Usos pick up the victory. And I thought that the Usos were going to get the victory, and they did. And I just want to say that the WWE did the right thing. You know, a lot of people talk about the Usos and stuff like that. They have their own opinion about it, but they were kind of stagnant at first, man. But this whole new gimmick, this Uso Penitentiary thing, man, they got me sold on it. They got me absolutely sold. I'm looking forward to every Uso match. I don't care what it is, because these guys put in some outstanding work. The Bar, they put in outstanding work, but I just believe that it was just the Usos because, I mean, they have been riding a wave of momentum like I have never seen in a very long, well, I haven't seen in a very long time from a tag team. Then you have the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair go up against Alexa Bliss. This, to me, I felt was the second No, I won't say the second. I'll give it the fourth. It was the fourth best match of the night. It was the fourth. I'll give it the fourth. I ain't gonna say second. Nah, I had to think about that one. But Alexa Bliss, Charlotte. I mean, this was a great dynamic because nobody has ever seen these two go head to head before. I heard they had a little something in NXT. I'm not an avid NXT watcher. I mean, yes, I know what's going on in NXT. I know the superstars, but I'm not a avid NXT watcher. But these two never really had any type of interaction on the main roster at all. And now you had a match that people really wanted to see. Good back and forth action. I think they got some outstanding chemistry, man. I feel like if they were to be on the same brand and they would do a couple of house shows, and then those house shows, they do the same stuff, and they put a couple matches together on a pay-per-view. I think they'll be able to steal a show because these two women have outstanding chemistry, man. Alexa Bliss, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about her, say that she doesn't really put on great matches, but something about her and Charlotte, man, you can actually just see the chemistry, man. Good back and forth match. Both women got in their thing. Charlotte got the victory, and I thought that was the right thing to do. Look, we all know about Charlotte. I feel like WWE wants Charlotte to be the Roman Reigns of the women's division. They put all this stock in Charlotte Flair. I mean, we see it on ESPN. Ric Flair just had the 30 for 30 special. They got a book coming out together. Ric Flair and Charlotte, they wrote a book together. So all of this stuff going on in the life of Charlotte Flair, I feel like the WWE would be foolish if they would not allow her to win this match, and they did. And Charlotte, I mean, she put on a solid performance, and she needed a solid performance, man, because Charlotte, honestly, man, hasn't really been putting on good matches as of late. I don't know if it's a chemistry thing. I don't know if it's a complacency thing, or I don't know if it's just a WWE trying, making her dumb down her arsenal. But it was just something about Charlotte not having good, solid matches, and she was becoming stale, man, because a lot of people kind of forgot about her, man, especially when she went out because Ric Flair was sick. Nobody seemed to really miss her, and nobody asked the question, where's Charlotte? And I feel like if you don't have that, then, somebody actually missing you or asking about you or hoping that you come back, then something is wrong, man. But Charlotte needed this good match, good solid match. She needed the victory, and she got it. And it was an okay match. Then we had the WWE Championship, WWE Champion, the WWE Champion, AJ Styles, going up against the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Now, I, for one, thought that this was the second best match of the night. That's right, the second best. This was the second best match of the night. We had AJ Styles going up against Brock Lesnar. It had a good dynamic. Of course, we already know that AJ Styles is the best wrestler in the world. I would debate anybody over there. I know a lot of people say Kenny Omega, they'll say Okada, whatever. AJ Styles, in my opinion, is in a league all by himself. AJ Styles can wrestle a broomstick, a Swiffer sweeper, a elliptical machine, a Wi-Fi cable. He will still put on a 5-star match. He could fight a clothes hanger, a doorknob, a television set, a dresser. I mean, he'll put on a 5-star match. And he goes up against Brock Lesnar. And I want to let everybody know, for all these people around here talking about, they didn't like the match. I look at Twitter. I seen what y'all talking about y'all don't like the match. Look, Brock Lesnar did more in this match than Brock Lesnar has done in I don't know how many matches. Brock Lesnar has been stealing money from WWE. He has been robbing them of money. He comes to a pay-per-view and does the same move over and over again. It's kind of similar to watching my 5-year-old nephew play a video game. He only know one move. He only know to press X to hit a person. That is the same way it is when it comes to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has been on the same old lackluster, boring, put me to sleep type performance. He always has. But I don't know if it's the fact that he respects AJ Styles or it's just the fact that he just was game tonight and he wanted to show that he just wasn't a slacker. But he put on an okay match, man. We seen him bust out some moves that he ain't bust out in a long time. And he actually did something, that was worth it. And he sold like a champ. I was shocked. He was sold for AJ Styles, man. Look, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Brock Lesnar when they talk about him selling for him and stuff. But it seems to me that he respects AJ Styles, and you can tell, man. It was a beating towards the first few minutes of the match, and then AJ Styles kind of got in it, and it became back and forth, and AJ Styles really showed why he is the best wrestler in the world, in my opinion. He didn't win the match. Of course, we already know Brock Lesnar won the match. We know that the WWE had bigger fish to fry with Brock Lesnar. They wasn't going to allow him to lose this match. But I was really shocked, man. I didn't see any type of interference in this match. I was shocked that I didn't see Jinder Mahal. We seen a little promo, from Jinder Mahal talking about how he wants Team SmackDown to win, but he wants his championship back. I thought for sure Jinder Mahal would have interfered, and that's the only thing you can possibly say about this. Does it taint the legacy of the WWE Championship? No, it does not. So all these people out here, it taints the legacy, man. It taints the legacy. Why would they let him win clean? Man, shut up, man. This does not taint the legacy. There comes a time, even though a wrestler loses, doesn't mean that his legacy is getting tainted. Doesn't mean that the WWE is giving up on him. Sometimes people got to lose, okay? Somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. And you got to think about who would lose more if they were to lose this match. And you have to say Brock Lesnar. I mean, they did not spend all this time building up Brock Lesnar, not allowing him to get beaten, allowing him just to put somebody in one F5 and that's it. They were not going to allow Brock Lesnar to lose this match to AJ Styles. Wasn't going to happen, so you just might as well get that up out of your head. It wasn't going to happen. Brock Lesnar picks up the victory. Brock Lesnar marches on, possibly to a match probably at the Royal Rumble, and AJ Styles has a match against Jinder Mahal. Will AJ Styles keep the WWE Championship? Only time will tell, but it seemed like to me like they were really playing up him being injured. So I don't know if they did that because they want people to have that in their mind. So when he faces Jinder Mahal, we can say, well, the damage that he suffered at the hands of Brock Lesnar is the reason Jinder Mahal won the match. And it still can save face for AJ. I don't know. Only time will tell. But Brock Lesnar gets the victory. And AJ Styles still looks good in the process. And lastly, we have the SmackDown Live versus Raw Survivor Series elimination match. Wow, man. This match right here. What can I say about this match, man? We had, from Team Raw, we had it captained by Kurt Angle. And once again, seeing Kurt Angle come out there, have the red, white, and blue on, come out there to his music, comes down to the ring. I mean, man, if I can just get personal for a second, Kurt Angle is by far one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I'm going to say he's my second favorite. My first is Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. But I love Kurt Angle, man. Kurt Angle is the man. And I got something to say about that, but I'm going to talk about the review. I'm going to talk about Kurt Angle towards the end of this review. But Kurt Angle comes out, and then we see, the rest of his team come out. We see Finn Balor. Then we see Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, and lastly, Triple H, who still, man, looks like a badass. He comes out to the ring. Guy looks like he's in phenomenal shape, man, almost 50 years old, if not 50. And he comes down to the ring, man, just looks jacked, man, ready to go. I mean, just so intense, man. Shouts out to Triple H, man. And I also, once again, I want to plug, check out my video that I did on Triple H. I did a straight shoot video on Triple H, so I want y'all to check that out. But shouts out to Triple H, man. Looks phenomenal. Then you had Team SmackDown. We see Shane McMahon comes out to the ring. We see his children in the front row as they always do, which I find weird, man, because Shane just gets his ass kicked all the time, man. And sometimes, man, like think about this for a second. Shane comes out to the ring, and Shane, kids come out there with him. That's a beautiful thing. But think about some of the matches Shane has been in. Okay, Shane jumps off the top of Hell in a Cell twice. He gets concussed in front of his kids. I mean, like, I don't know. Wouldn't that, you think about that scaring your kids or something? But, I digress. Then we see, the team comes out. We see Randy Orton. Then we see Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and everybody's favorite wrestler, John Cena, come running down to the ring with his brand new lime green shirt. And the beginning of the match was good. I mean, because you had this whole dream match dynamic. You had people that never been in a match at the same time. And we seen a couple people that we would love to be in a ring together, like Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton and Samoa Joe. We even seen Shinsuke and Triple H. So, I mean, we had all those dynamics. Match started a little slow for me. A lot of back and forth action. It don't seem like nobody really had the upper hand. And what really bothered me was nobody really took that much punishment in his match. For guys to be as high profile as they are, you would think they would take a lot of punishment for them to get eliminated. I mean, these guys were like fresh as a daisy, getting one finisher put on them, and all of a sudden, that's it. Like even John Cena. I mean, I was shocked by that, but man, shouts out to John Cena, because anybody that is as big of a deal as John Cena that would just take a fall like this, don't even be in the top 3 or the sole survivor, and have a name like him and don't say anything about it, you got to get a man props, man. We done seen John Cena over the years been put in positions where a Stone Cold Steve Austin would have took his ball and went home, or The Rock wouldn't have did it, or The Big Show wouldn't have did it, or some of these other big stars. He does things that you can't do anything but respect him. So shouts out to John Cena. He may not be your favorite wrestler, but you got to get a man the respect that he deserves on this, man. A lot of back and forth action. A lot of eliminations happened really, really quick. We seen Braun Strowman get put through a table. But honestly, who believed that Braun Strowman was done after he got put through a table? Really? I in no way believe that Braun Strowman was done. I mean, Braun Strowman has been put in the back of an ambulance, and the ambulance was backed into a semi truck. We seen him get thrown in a trash can. In a trash truck and get crushed. I mean, we done seen a bunch of chairs fall on him. We have seen this guy power slam a man through the ring. But you think that a table spot is going to stop Braun Strowman? Okay, WWE. But we had the match go all the way down to Shane McMahon being, the lonely man on the team. All his team has been eliminated. The last 3 was left was Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, and Triple H. And Triple H was going to do the honors, try to eliminate Shane McMahon. But all of a sudden, it was a blind tag from Kurt Angle, because apparently Kurt Angle remembered what Stephanie said on Monday, that she asked him what he was going to do to Shane McMahon. He said he was going to break his ankle. And I guess that's why Kurt Angle got into the ring. Of course, here comes the swerve. Triple H pedigrees. He pedigrees Shane McMahon. Not Shane McMahon. He pedigrees Kurt Angle and puts Shane McMahon on top of Kurt Angle for the 3 count. Now, everybody was like, what? What's really going on here? We see Triple H go over to Shane McMahon, try to pick him up off the mat. And it looks confusing to Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman looking like, man, what's going on here? And he then turns around, and by him, Triple H, pedigrees Shane McMahon for the 3. Team Raw wins. The last 2 remaining members are Triple H and Braun Strowman. He goes into the ring, You know, they celebrate. Triple H raises Braun Strowman's hand in the air. You know, tell him it's just business, baby. It's just business. It's just business. And then Braun Strowman grabbed Triple H by the throat, said, "Don't ever do that to me again." And then you see Triple H turn around, tried to put Braun Strowman in a pedigree, but it doesn't work. Braun Strowman hits him with the power slam. Fans chant, "One more time, one more time." Braun Strowman then puts Triple H in another power slam. So this kind of confused me. Like, is the WWE trying to make Braun Strowman a babyface now or something? I mean, I really don't know. This was a real babyface move. So, and not to mention that he was beefing with the Miz and the Miztourage a couple weeks ago. So maybe they're trying to turn Braun Strowman into a babyface. I mean, it was pretty weird to me seeing that. Some of these actions that he had over the last couple weeks really makes me think that they are trying to make him a babyface, man. And before I close out, once again, I wanted to talk about Kurt Angle because I didn't want to make it take up too much time. But I like the red, white, and blue. I like Kurt Angle, the music coming down to the ring and watching one of my favorite heroes compete in the ring. But I just got to say this. Kurt Angle, I don't know if he was just nervous or Father Time has caught up with him, but he just didn't look the same. And I wouldn't expect for him to look the same. I mean, of course, he's not going to move around like he did back in 2000, 2001. I mean, we understand that. I knew he wasn't going to move around like that, but it just seems like he was a little bit nervous or unsure. And it seemed like, you know, he don't have that same type of confidence that he once had. And, you know, he still did an outstanding job, and the crowd did chant, "You still got it." And yes, he does still have it, because if you're 50 years old or 49 years old or ever old Kurt Angle is, and you're still able to perform like he did, you got to give a man props for even stepping foot in there. But that was just an observation that I seen. But outstanding job. Good, solid show. Nothing to hoop and holler about. And but WWE, shouts out to him for changing this card up, trying to make it more appealing to the fans. And this has been the Shoot from the Hip Survivor Series review. Now, if you have any questions or any comments, go ahead and comment down below. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out all the videos that I've done in the past. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you down the road.